I love you, Dad.
I love you more.
Hey there, quirky peeps. Marvel has finally brought us the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye.
Come on!
You're a Hawkeye!
And who the hell are you?
And it feels good that we're going through a story that's set in one small corner of the MCU. It is not as larger in scale as movies like Black Widow, Shang-Chi, or Eternals, or even shows like Loki and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But still, the first 2 episodes have felt like a breath of fresh air.
I just want to come out for some fresh air is all.
The introduction of Kate Bishop feels quite nice, and I'm loving the teacher-student chemistry that she and Clint have shared so far.
Yeah.
Hawkeye hasn't really got a lot of spotlight in the MCU.
You didn't see that coming?
Age of Ultron made him important, and we're glad that it did.
Yeah, well, Fury helped me set this up when I joined. Kept it off S.H.I.E.L.D.'s files, like to keep it that way.
Then Endgame started a crucial arc for him, which will be continued in the new show.
Gotta get that suit.
But the latest episodes tell us exactly why Hawkeye isn't the most popular Avenger.
Thank you.
Oh, no, that's not necessary.
It's necessary. You saved our city.
He is pretty grounded and low-key, and that's what makes him cool. But he still inspires people like Kate, and I loved how this scene was delivered.
What am I selling, then? Huh? It's certainly not Halloween costumes or toys off the shelf.
Inspiration, Clint.
We're 2 episodes in, and I'm happy that the show is already doing right by Hawkeye. It has even brought Hawkeye's deafness from the comics. You see, not many people have been aware of the fact that Clint Barton has mostly been portrayed deaf in the comics. In fact, people are oblivious to this because the comics never really made a big deal out of it. But how did it happen in the books? Well, there are actually different backstories for it. In a 1983 miniseries, Hawkeye teamed up with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Mockingbird as they go up against a villain called Crossfire. He was building a sonic weapon to unleash it upon the superheroes. So, Hawkeye decided to counter that with one of his own sonic arrows. And then, the bang left Hawkeye deaf. But he healed from that. So the comics gave his deafness another origin through a villain called the Clown. He stabbed Clint in the ears using his own arrows. It was brutal. But in 2014, we got a comic storyline which suggested that Clint's deafness began due to abuse suffered during childhood. Ardent fans of Hawkeye have always wanted to see this part of the character in the MCU. And now that Clint is getting his own space, his own show, the MCU has finally made him deaf.
Did you turn your hearing aid off?
Yo, honey, I know.
Although, it is not like the comics. This is a disability that Hawkeye has attained through his experiences in the MCU. The MCU mostly likes to do its own thing with its characters. So, Hawkeye's deafness has a different origin here. But how did he lose his hearing really? I mean, the MCU has never really implied it in the past. It is only now that we're getting to see this.
Wow.
And even now, we don't really get a particular answer. When Kate Bishop asks Clint how he became deaf, he just goes into flashbacks and thinks of his fighting experiences. It's almost like the MCU was trying to give Hawkeye's deafness multiple origins just like the comics. But the right answer to this question is actually those multiple fights that Clint has fought, and the injuries that he endured over time. The technical term for Clint's deafness is called noise-induced hearing loss, aka NIHL, which can often follow extreme tinnitus. NIHL does not need one particular traumatic event to be triggered. It is similar to how several ex-servicemen who have repeatedly been in wars without ear protection face loss of hearing in their later lives. Since Hawkeye has fought in all these big Avengers wars and has been injured, age must have caught up with him. His loss of hearing must have begun after Endgame. That's why we're only seeing him with his hearing aid now. But it's good that the MCU is using his character development of this. Let's see what else about Hawkeye will be adapted from the comics in the upcoming episodes. Okay, that's all from us. Give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to check out some more fun content on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.